Hey you guys, it's Mrs. Klein again.
And Mr. Creighton. We want to welcome you guys to our third podcast of the year. We'll be focusing on the early Byzantine Empire this time. Through the textbook, please take a look at pages 59 through 63 as you follow along. Make sure you also have your podcast notes open. Just a reminder, if we're going through something fast, you can always pause this and go back to find out different information. In the last podcast, you guys learned about how the Roman Empire split into the East and the West. The western part fell to invaders. In this lesson, you will learn how the eastern half became the Byzantine Empire.
Okay, and like always, you guys, we have a lot of vocabulary, or actually not always a lot of vocabulary, but as always, there are vocabulary terms and people that you're going to need to know. In this particular lesson, compared to last, there's a heck of a lot of names that you need to be responsible for. So please take your time when you're studying and reviewing for your podcast quiz. These are the vocabulary terms that you are going to be responsible for. Byzantine Empire, Justinian I, Justinian Code, Schism, Roman Catholic, and Orthodox. And don't forget, when you hear this sound, you know that you're hearing, or you're going to find out a little bit more about one of the vocabulary terms for this particular lesson. Okay, we again always want to remind you guys about the big idea and essential questions. Okay, all right, so the big idea for this particular unit again is the influence of an empire often lives on even after that empire falls or declines. And this lesson totally ties into that big idea, because the empire, the western half of the Roman Empire fell, like we learned in the last lesson, and now we're going to see what happens in the eastern half of the empire, because it does not go away like the western half of the empire did.
We're going to take a look at the essential questions we have for this unit. Hopefully you're not hearing them for the first time. If so, that's sad and makes us all sad. The first essential question is, does power equal influence?
Number 2, how do empires become powerful and influential?
Number 3, what internal and external factors lead to the downfall of empires?
Number 4, what remains or lives on after an empire falls or declines?
And finally, what is the primary reason for the fall of Rome? The first section we'll be taking a look at is Justinian builds a new Rome. This can be found on pages 59 through 60. The question we want you guys to think about: what were the main characteristics of the Byzantine Empire? In 476, the Western Roman Empire fell. The eastern half of the empire survived and became known as the Byzantine Empire. The empire soon became strong and powerful. This was due in large part to the efforts of one of the empire's earliest rulers, Justinian I.
Justinian ruled from 527 to 565. He expanded the empire and recaptured some of the land Roman rulers had lost. He also developed a law code known as the Justinian Code. The code regulated much of Byzantine life and served the empire for 900 years. Justinian also undertook many large public works and building projects, including the rebuilding of a famous church, the Hagia Sophia. Justinian was aided in his efforts by his wife and trusted advisor, Theodora. Okay, you should be able to, right now, you guys, in your head, answer this question: what were some of Justinian's main achievements? And ladies, I want for you to make a mental note about the fact that Theodora, his wife and his trusted advisor, held an awful lot of power and sway with her husband.
All right. Next, we'll be focusing on the rise of Constantinople. This can be found on page 60. The question we want you guys to be thinking about: what was life like in Constantinople? And like you guys learned in the last podcast, Constantinople cannot be found on a map today. It's where Istanbul is in Turkey. Constantinople was the capital of the Byzantine Empire. Its location between Europe and Southwest helped it become the center of business and trade. Merchant stalls lined the street and sold products from distant corners of Asia, Africa, and Europe. The citizens of Constantinople could enjoy many attractions, including numerous activities at the city's large arena, the Hippodrome. The question you guys should be able to answer right now: how did Constantinople's location affect its growth?
Sounds like it was in a prime spot.
Really good spot.
Really good spot. Okay, now the next section that you're responsible for, you're going to listen to here, is entitled Disagreement Split Christianity. You'll find this information. You can follow along in your books on pages 61 through 63. So you should be able to identify, after we've gotten through this lesson, what two churches emerged from the split in Christianity. Okay, because of its location between Europe and Asia, ideas from both areas influenced the Byzantine Empire. The Byzantine Empire developed a unique culture. For example, Christianity developed differently in the Byzantine Empire than it did in the West. In the West, Christianity had a well-organized structure with priests, bishops, and the Pope as the leader of the entire Christian church.
As the Byzantine Empire grew, popes and Byzantine emperors often disagreed. Both felt that they should have the final say in religious matters. The two sides became involved in a major conflict over the use of icons. These are religious images that many Eastern Christians used to aid their prayers. In 730, the Byzantine Emperor Leo III banned the use of icons. He viewed them as idol worship or the belief in false gods. The Pope favored the use of icons. He excommunicated or removed from the church the Byzantine Emperor.
Man, okay, all right, that's pretty serious. Further conflicts between Christian leaders in the East and West led to a schism, or official split, in 1054. This split resulted in the creation of two new churches, the Roman Catholic Church in the West and the Orthodox Church in the East.
The two churches were alike in some ways, but were organized differently, also followed beliefs that set them apart. For example, each group viewed relations between the church and the state differently. In the Roman Catholic Church, the Pope claimed authority over kings and emperors as well as the church. In the Eastern Orthodox Church, the emperor ruled over the patriarch, the religious leader of the Orthodox Church. The question you guys should be able to answer in your head right now: how did the schism of 1054 affect Christianity?
Okay, remember too, you guys, that these are both Christian religions. You've got the Roman Catholic Church that was strong in the West, and then you had the Eastern Orthodox Church that was strong in the eastern part of the Roman Empire. All right, make sure you take the time to go back over those vocabulary terms. You want to let them know what they are again, Mr. Creighton?
Yeah. Byzantine Empire, Justinian I, Justinian Code, Schism, Roman Catholic, and Orthodox. Remember, you will have a quiz on this.
All right, you guys have a good night. And it's important that I need to let you guys know it's time for me to say so long, suckers.
Okay, thanks.